live. Well, that's also another thing is obviously try not to turn zombie. I've had I think 3 or 4 non-zombie deaths when my person's died from dehydration. She's died from eating mushrooms. Um, there was something else she died from. I can't remember, but yeah. I don't think she died from being sick, but I did get like I caught a lot of colds in winter. That was difficult because then they sneeze. They walk around sneezing and coughing audibly, and it draws zombies to you. So that's really hard. There should be a car down here. I've just got to avoid, and then I should be right because there's only like one on the road here, and then the rest of the road is clear. I've just got to stay away from the edges so I don't ding this because this is still a really good car. It just uses like half a tank of fuel to get to where we need to go. Actually, it's a little bit further down than I kind of thought it was. I want to talk about Zomboid, my favorite zombie game. Oh shit, tree is Dying Light franchise. Oh yeah, I haven't played. I need to check this car though. That would be my hood by the look of the lack of pristineness. This is what happens when you like read and drive. I got to be careful of that. But well, the battery's a little bit shit and the hood's a little bit shit, but engine's now at 81%. So honestly, its gas tank's kind of crap. This was a mostly good car. What I wanted it for was its sheer boot capacity. It's like 91 in boot capacity sense. So if I could keep the car in like mostly good condition, that's the only first thing I've booped, which is really remarkable for me. I hit everything. So normally I just place a sheet over the door. If it has a window, just call it a day. Usually calms it down, especially if it's just one. Yeah, no, in that case, I just wanted her to like have a nap in the car because I want to get back while we still have electricity. Because if I can, I have VHSs at home and a TV that can play them, and I could probably get like maybe a skill or something from them if I'm lucky. And I need to do, like I said, I got to do like a whole training montage with her. I've got to make her do a heap of exercise and read a heap of books and shit because she's got like the weak trait. And I want to see if I can get her to not be weak because, yeah, that could be a problem. Like we've got a decent, oh, there's deer. There's a decent amount of kills I've done and stuff, but it's mostly with like the car or barehanded. And I am trying to do a lot more barehanded kills, especially since I've got like that as a reward tier for the Billathon event I'm doing in a fortnight. I want to get some fucking practice in and stuff, but I also want her bats to last if I can. So that would be ideal because I never really find like another suitable weapon. I never find a weapon that stays equipped. Like when you put it on your belt and shit and you equip it as like one or whatever, I never find anything else that does that. And it annoys the shit out of me. Also, where the fuck is this car that's supposed to be on the road? Because I haven't found it. Is it like down along here or something? It might be. This is... oh, shit. This is also kind of just alongside the train track. So yeah, maybe it's down here. There's only one set of cars on the road. Only one. And I don't want to ding it if I can, because I don't want to hit the car. I don't want to hit my car specifically. This looks like that specific road, maybe. There's a lot of them look like that road because they've got like the train tracks on one side. Here we go. Okay, we got the one dude there, which means there should be another one somewhere in the middle of the road down here. There he is. There's the cars. Okay. All right. I'll go around you guys, and then we should be good for the road. It should be fine. Should be clear. So right, hello Australia. Lol. This is just a learning curve. It's really hard. Once you understand how things work, the game becomes enjoyable. It wasn't that for me. I just did not like the game at all. I didn't like a lot of the mechanics, a lot of like the layout, the like zoomed out kind of thing. I find like zombie horror stuff, like I was playing 7 Days to Die, I found that the first person kind of perspective was a lot more jump scary kind of thing. So I wasn't feeling like a third person perspective was going to be as immersive. I didn't really like the aiming system. Oh, hello, miss you. There was like a lot of like finicky little shit that I'd heard of originally when it first came out that just didn't interest me, and a lot of the visuals and stuff just didn't interest me, especially since at the time I was playing like 7 Days to Die a lot, and I was more interested in 7 Days to Die for the building aspect with zombies kind of thing, building and occasional exploring and stuff. But 7 Days to Die just kind of kept going further and further away from like building kind of direction towards the point where it kind of like just was annoying me. And that's when like my community was kind of like talking to me about Zomboid, and they're like, hey, you know, you can do this and you can do that kind of thing. Like there's a few like realistic sort of traits that you've got. And I was kind of watching somebody on YouTube at the time that was sort of not so much doing like a role-playing type thing, but it was definitely doing like almost like a battle royale sort of effect where you have like so many people and then like seeing who gets like the end kind of thing and how they all function together as like multiplayer and stuff. And I'm like, that looked interesting. Like I wasn't interested in the multiplayer aspect. Get off the road, little ones. Fucking hell. Did I hit any? No? Thank God. You get off the road or you be smushed. Fucking hell. Barely missed that. These little fuckers will absolutely wreck a car. But yeah, anyway. After I was like obviously like more educated on the game and stuff and the advancements that had come about in like the last like 3 years or whatever, and I was more open to trying another zombie game because I was getting quite disillusioned with like 7 Days and shit. Yeah, my community got me Zomboid, and I'm like, fuck, I've got to play it now. So I gave it a crack, and yeah, there was a lot to learn in the sense of like, a lot of people came in and were like telling me about it and helping like guide through it and stuff and all the information and stuff. But like, there was really only like probably about a week of streams where like I had people constantly like just walls of text giving me information and stuff, and I didn't really fight zombies. It probably took me like 5 or so lives before I really got like a good few zombies like dead and stuff, without getting bitten or scratched or whatever, you know, stuff like that. I'll get out and get whatever's in the boot. And yeah, now I'm just kind of like trying to get to a point where I can keep somebody alive, like I said, for a month at least, or as long as I physically can. That's the idea, right? Is keep somebody alive for as long as I can. But I have a persistent world. I have a home. I have a base. I'm trying to like make it as good as I can get it at the moment. And then kind of like try to bumble through like the preparing for winter itself, trying to like manage her health and stuff like that, because in the past we had issues with like certain resources. I used up like a lot of food and crap at one point because yeah, you can accidentally use up a lot of food if like you let your person get like obese and shit. And I was like, oh, I don't care if she's obese, that's fine. And then she got obese and then she ate all the food. I'm like, fuck, it's winter now. We got to go for a drive to like, I don't know. I think we went to like Moldova, and then I got bitten and shit. So that was an adventure. But yeah, shit happens. Also learning like what goes where in like what is bridgeable and what isn't, and what matters and what doesn't and shit. Very interesting and stuff. That's, oh, I just saw the learning curve one. Most unbelievable death, like as in like grandest death, or as in like I was surprised that I died kind of thing. It's like I died a lot of times to like, you know, just walking up to like zombies and over estimating what I could do and stuff. I see you peeking, Keelan. But then I also had like a lot of like silly little deaths. Like I said, like where I was having a conversation and then I died because I had a high thirst character and I forgot to give her water when she wanted water, you know, stuff like that. So that one was unfortunate because she was doing really good and then bam, she just died in the car, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened kind of thing. You know, so like that one was unfortunate, especially since like I was a town away and I had to like walk back down to kill my corpse and shit and get my crap back. So, yeah, there was also the other thing too with Zomboid was I wasn't really super cool with the concept of like, I don't know, not quite like reincarnating into your character and stuff, but like starting as like another character and losing all your traits. That was a big one for me as well. But I kind of look at it more as like my person dies and then I'm somebody else also in this apocalypse that has appeared somewhere else and is now make my way back to this place and like inhabit this place kind of thing, even though like I'm identical every time. Also, if you guys can hear Phoenix absolutely howling up a storm in the background, he's fine. It's just summer, it's nighttime. He just does that shit. It's a neurotic thing that he does at night. But he is absolutely going ham at it tonight. So if you have heard him, that's what's going on. Is it everything going well so far? So far, we brought all the shit home and we went back and now we're back home. And I do have to make sure that I did turn off this car. So it's going pretty good so far. I did have a jump scare where I literally like I hurt like my whole chest with the squeak that I produced. But yeah, that was earlier. And as for like the technical side of things, the only thing I'm confused about, Keelan, is the fact that everybody can hear the sound alerts when they go off, but I can't. And so I don't know if they're working. I'm also not able to see them, but they're apparently there. So I don't know. It's been a little bit confusing for me because like I'm expecting to see and hear stuff and then it doesn't do it. And earlier before I started streaming, my YouTube alerts weren't doing stuff. Jeez. So yeah, I don't know what is and isn't doing stuff, but like I'm not too worried about that side of things. It's more so like the PC performance side of stuff that I care about. If it's crap in itself, then I've got a problem, and it hasn't been doing that, so it's been good. What were those? They were little rabbits. The creatures out on the road were rabbits. So they've got like deer, and there's deer, rabbits, pigs, cows, chickens. Let me know, guys, if I'm missing any. I can't remember any others. Sheep. Yeah. There's all sorts of animals out there and stuff. What I'm hearing is that I can now sneakily throw cheese at you. Well, the difference is I just won't react to it, Keelan, which I don't think is as fun because when you zoom in, which by the way, you still have the ability to zoom. I'm pretty sure I've still got that enabled. I did change that, and I do want to know, like, when it plays sound and shit, is it actually showing you the redeem? Because if it's only making the sound, it's not doing the thing. You know, for anybody that's new in and stuff, I am trying to process of elimination troubleshoot my stream and PC. My games aren't my problem for the most part. It's my actual computer. I have something that is like failing or struggling or whatever. And like my stream last night completely, my whole computer just like was locking up and shit. And it wasn't the game. And as far as I could tell, I don't know if it was a stream. So I'm trying OBS tonight to try a different streaming program just to see if it's maybe that. Because if it's not that, then fuck knows what it is at this point. It would be just hardware. James Gems. Man, thank you for follow. The processor and how much RAM? I have specs list. Hold on. I don't know if it's just that. Yeah. So just like run yourself. Was it? I have gone through like the last year or so. We did my internet was maxing out, so we upgraded it. My graphics card was maxing out, so I changed all the settings on my games and my global settings for my computer to lower them. Checked all my drivers, updated all my drivers, then upgraded the graphics card. Then the graphics card was peaking at max and then completely losing connection basically and was just falling off, which meant that everything was just chugging. It was also pushing on to like RAM and CPU a little bit at that time. My hard drives are also maxing out as well. When I'm like streaming and shit. And what else do we do? after the graphics card, we also fine-tuned all the settings again. What else did we do? We also changed all the global settings. Everything's about as optimized or as low as it can possibly be. And same with streaming and stuff. We also upgraded the internet once again because the internet was also maxing out. I've also had to update to Windows 11 in amongst all that, and after that things got even worse, where Defender was trying to scan my stream as I was streaming, so that was lovely. And so we've stopped it from doing that, but now we're to the point where I can't really think of anything else at this point that isn't, we've done software, we've done drivers, we've done changing game settings as low as they can go, change global PC settings as low as they can go, change stream settings as low as it can handle, increased internet and graphics cards, and I can't afford parts, but I do have a PC that I'm trying to save up for if anybody wants to help. It's on Throne. And yeah, at this point, I'm just trying to see if the streaming software is having a problem. And I optimized Project Zomboid a couple of weeks ago, so Zomboid shouldn't have any issues. But I can't test the things that are going wrong because they don't do it when I'm offline recording as opposed to streaming online. So yeah, I don't know for sure when something has been fixed, if it's fixed, until I go live next. So it's usually a pain in the ass. So hold on. This is, I think, I don't know if I put it under, hold on. I don't know if I put it under that. That's a new one that I'm looking for. So that's the one that's more, would be possible to part upgrade this one and or completely replace this one as a complete gaming streaming PC, because I'm also working on a live 2D avatar at the moment. So I'm gonna need a more powerful computer in the future anyway. But in the event that my computer, that computer is not powerful enough, I could set up a dual streaming system with this one, my old graphics card that was failing, and the new computer. But this computer also has physically damaged parts, because when I was streaming, I was doing an art stream and I knocked over my energy drink and it poured straight into the top of my computer while it was running. So my graphics card was physically damaged. My main board is physically damaged, and my hard drives are also quite old, so they're having a bit of a stroke of their own. So yeah, I'm in a predicament basically with that shit, because I obviously can't afford a new fucking computer, and streaming is my livelihood. This is what I do for a living and stuff. So yeah, if I can't obviously like stream the games that I can stream, if it's really going to crap itself, I'll have to not stream as much games as I want to stream, not everything, you know. I don't know how best to say it. I couldn't do I couldn't do Diablo 2 last year until I upgraded the graphics card, that kind of thing. So yeah, I do draw it. Yeah, I drew my avatar. The avatar that's on screen, I drew her with a mouse, and her alternate form, I've got her with I drew her with a tablet. And I knew I didn't have a fireplace down here. And my new avatar, my Live 2D one that I'm working on, I've spent a good considerable amount of hours on her so far, but I'm still definitely not anywhere near done because I'm a novice. I'm beneath beginner. I'm learning as I am doing it, so I'm having to watch tutorials as I'm doing it to make her and stuff. So it's taking me a while, but she's also gonna be kind of heavy duty too. I might actually put her to sleep because it's kind of late enough. She's gonna be kind of heavy duty too, because it's not just a basic avatar, kind of with my avatar at the moment. Hang on a second. You watch the screen for a second. you'll see I have quite, green probably doesn't work, but I have quite a substantial different array of avatar forms. And then I also have the alternate forms, which would take me a hot minute to like load in and stuff. So I'm using VeoTube Benny, and I'm absolutely maxing that program out as is. That's why I've got two different like file saves for my avatar and this as a PNG tuber. My live TD avatar, I would say she probably has like maybe 4 different forms. So I'm not really like making one avatar. I'm making like probably the equivalent of like 4 at once or more. So yeah, I'm not going light with it. You know, so yeah. I am obviously trying to like optimize her as best I can so that we don't have a what's her name? A monarch situation where it's an ultra heavy duty fucking avatar kind of thing. But yeah, not like that. The cat is loud enough that the mic picks it up. Yeah, Phoenix is definitely loud enough. I was gonna say, I'm like, if you guys can hear him in the background, he's at the other end of the house when you're hearing him. So yeah, it's traveling a bit. What else? What else did I miss in there? Something can be very resource intensive. Is it good to, should be good to run this game? Yeah, no, I wouldn't go like, I wouldn't go Intel. Like I said, I did work in computers and stuff, and I just have like untold like biases and stuff, for like preferential equipment and crap. But I have found like the equivalents and stuff that aren't in like the absolute max expensive shit kind of thing, just something that would be enough kind of thing to do it. But yeah, at the same time, like it's not like I can afford it anyway, so it's more like a maybe later. I'm hoping that I put the bacon in the fridge at least. I'm trying to find like the food that's on the ground. I should find like food and medicine realistically. I'm also trying to find like the VHS tapes and stuff while I'm at it as well. So I managed to get PC through commission. I bet you could do that too. What do you mean PC through commission? Like I have the PC that like I'd like to try to save up for and stuff is on my throne, but like I don't really expect people to contribute towards it. Like I know if anybody wants to help with that, it's on there and stuff, but yeah, streaming is one of those things where it's like a, how do you say it? Like I feel like it's unstable. It's you can't kind of like calculate what you're gonna get every week, month, and stuff like that kind of thing. So take care. Hope you have a lovely rest of your stream. No worries, Violet. It was good to talk to you again. I'll catch you around. Yeah, streaming is like one of those things where you can't really like assume like an amount or something and like work with that kind of thing. So I have no idea infinite amount of time it would take me to be able to save up for it, you know. Which is why I'm just kind of like trying to do the best I can with like software drivers, optimizing the games, optimizing stream and stuff. And if I really can't do anything else, then I'm just going to have to play less intensive games, which honestly probably won't be that fun for everyone, unfortunately, but it'll be what I'll have to do because it's the only thing I can do if I still want to be streaming. And I'd like to keep streaming because I enjoy this. This has actually been like a massive help to my health. And, you know, I am working on like my avatar and stuff, so I don't want to just like give up and like leave and kind of stuff, you know. I do actually want to like, you know, continue. I plan to continue and stuff. So hopefully next time won't be so late for both of us, so I can stay longer. So bye, Sophies. Yeah, no, I normally stream at about this time. I stream like 10 until 2 a.m. on average, Australian time and stuff. So it will probably be this late. Although I do have like potential streams coming up that might run later. So if it's not quite midnight and stuff, maybe it might be a more flexible time frame then. I also think I picked up some like brochures. I didn't mean to pick up some brochures, but this is fine. But yeah. Anyway, talking about that stuff is like always super awkward because it's like there's nothing much I can really do about it, and all I can do is really like mention it, and yeah, people feel generous, they feel generous. If they don't, it's just what I'm gonna do down the future. Hey Fun Guild, welcome in. What are you up to? I may have said that wrong, but that's okay. Give me that Coke and the beans and stuff too. But yeah, I can't pick up anything else. Fine, we'll go chuck all this shit for the most part in the fridge. Oh, that's because I still got the fucking crates on me. I was going to put them where? I haven't quite decided where I'm going to put these fucking crates yet. This is... Oh, that's right. I was going to put one in here. Hold on. Can I place that? Place that in... she's not going to get it out of her inventory. That's fine. We'll grab what we can out of her inventory and we'll put down what we can, you know. Very about drawing for people, call commissions. Oh no, I wouldn't do that. It's more of like a fuck around to deal with like the back end of stuff. If you've ever seen me do an art stream, which I suspect maybe you have not, is that like, hold on a second, my starting soon screen, I'm going to flick over to that for just a second, have a look at the drawing that's on that screen. I know we're about to get an ad break and shit, but have a quick look. This took me 11 hours to draw. Okay, so I definitely won't be doing commissions for people. As far as like the avatar commissions, nah, fuck that. I spent like over 150 hours drawing my own avatar for the live 2D stuff. Ain't no way I'm spending time drawing somebody else's to maybe fuck it up or misinterpret how to like do their thing or whatever. So ain't no way I'm doing that. Plus, I also do find that, like, more often than not, I do tend to, like, misunderstand what people kind of, like, describe things as or want and stuff. And that's for, like, general conversation stuff. Like, if I start getting into, like, details of a drawing and then my perspective of it and stuff, nah, no way. The price that I would have to charge for the amount of time that it takes me to draw something, it's either too high or not high enough, and the time it would take me would be too long, and it's also very physically taxing on my body to draw a lot, just because, like I said, it takes me hours. Like, I don't mind sitting down for like a 20+ hour session of like rigging my avatar and stuff because she's mine, and like I have a very specific art style, and my art style and my character are very unique to me and have a lot of history and stuff. So I can't just ask somebody else to do it because it's, if somebody else draws her, she's not mine. If somebody else rigs her, they don't know how I move and why I move that way and stuff. So it's not something I could do. Plus, I also don't have that kind of money to like commission people either. And I don't, like I said, I'm not really interested because, as I said, people don't know why I do things I do the way I do things and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty important to me and stuff, but yeah. That's how it takes time. That's how things are. I've drawn characters that have taken me over a week to do. I have drawn portraits that have taken like 3 months. My avatar, I started her like... I started drawing her quite a long time ago, and I started rigging her in April last year, and I'm in like 200+ hours into rigging her at the moment. So we're at about 300 odd hours plus for her, and I'm not even like a third of the way. So like, even if I was to do something basic for somebody else, I just wouldn't, because I already have a lot of stuff for myself to do that's still taking me a long period of time, and it would take away from what I'm also doing. So I already like thought through stuff like this when I started streaming, because I used to have my own art page and stuff like that long before I streamed, because like I wrote books, I have published books, I have art and stuff like that, and yeah, streaming and stuff is not my first instance of being like a paid artist and stuff, but I definitely wouldn't dabble with it anymore, especially not in like this kind of day and age. I don't really feel like dealing with it, because there's also like a lot of back and forth communication and shit I'm gonna just put this in like one of these fucking cupboards. I'm trying to like find